Protests continue in Dhaka over the death of a youth leader of the country's 2024 pro-democracy uprising. And protesters vandalized a partially demolished house of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. They were seen attempting to tear down the remaining portion of the house and setting fire to a poster of ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Sharif Osman Hadi, who was injured in an assassination attempt last week, died in a hospital in Singapore. And this following a night of unrest. Several buildings in the capital, including those housing the country's two leading newspapers, were set on fire. The first attack came on Prathamalo, where the crowd had gone chanting slogans. The crowd vandalized the office before setting it on fire around 12 a.m. They then vandalized the ground and first floors of Daily Star before putting it ablaze at about 12:30 a.m. The blaze quickly engulfed the two floors, sending a huge column of smoke into the air. The fire service could not reach the building for some time because a crowd blocked their way. The entire night shift fled to the roof to save their lives, pleading for help through phone calls and social media posts. Firefighters eventually reached the site and brought the fire under control at around 2 a.m. However, the journalists could not be brought out immediately because the crowd stormed the building after the fire was extinguished. The protesters also targeted the office of Awami League, seeking the return of Sheikh Hasina. The house of India's deputy ambassador to Bangladesh was also surrounded by hundreds of people who were trying to demonstrate in a sit-in, but police lobbed tear gas shells to disperse the crowd. In addition, protesters blocked a key highway leading from the capital and attacked the residence of a former minister in Chittagong. Protesters also attacked Chayanot, which is a center in Dhaka devoted to Bengali culture. The interim government, in a statement, urged citizens to resist all forms of mob violence committed by who he referred to as fringe elements. The government strongly condemned all acts of violence, intimidation, arson, and destruction of properties, pointing out that it is a critical moment in the country's history with elections planned. The interim government under Muhammad Yunus, in a message to the citizens, said, "We cannot and must not allow it to be derailed by those it said thrive on chaos and reject peace." Earlier, Yunus confirmed Hadi's death.
I want to state clearly that Osman Hadi was an enemy of the defeated forces of fascist terror. Any attempt to silence his voice to intimidate revolutionaries will be decisively resisted. The country's march toward democracy cannot be halted through fear, terror, or bloodshed.
The government also announced special prayers at mosques on Friday and a half-day mourning on Saturday.